half, Barbados Pride went through their final paces ahead of the fifth-round clash against the Leeward Islands Hurricanes at Kensington Oval. The third-placed Bajans will start as favourites against the bottom-of-the-table Leewards, who are still looking for their first win of the four-day tournament. However, Barbados Pride head coach Henry Springer says they need to win virtually every match from here on.
The game plan is to use all the preparation that we've had over the past week or two, to see if we can execute that really, really well. And at the end, they come out winners. We need to build some type of momentum as well, because we've got a number of games in Barbados, and we need to start momentum, and the momentum will start from this first game, first day of the first game. We need to win every other game and win it really, really well. We've missed out 2 games through no fault of our own, some rain and bad weather. So there's nothing you can do about that apart from look forward now to the games to come. We wouldn't take anyone for granted, because I'm sure that they would have their plans as well. They need to win a couple of games, build momentum. It's a similar thing across the board going into the second part of the first class season. So I don't think that they're going to lay down and die.
Barbados had a below-par showing in the Nagico Super 50, but Springer says that they will quickly shake that off.
This is the format of the game that a lot of guys are looking forward to. We did really well, as I said, at the first half. We were able to win 2 games, 2 very, very close games. And says this is the part that we are looking to really play properly, because I think, in a manner of speaking, this defines what West Indies cricket is all about. The guys enjoy playing here. They get whatever support is given, they get most of it here. And it is a condition that we are familiar with. We can do a lot of planning down here.
Ruston Chase is one of those players looking forward to the Kensington Oval pitch, and coming off a maiden century in the last round, he says the pressure is off and he's looking for more big scores.
It has eased somewhat knowing that I can get 100 at this level, so they say it's always hard getting the first one, so I can just work from there now and look forward to many more. There's a good feeling coming into the next round, so I'm very confident now on going out there and improving from that last performance. I've been basically working more so on my behind, but I am still a capable bowler. But I've been doing some hard work with the coaches in the nets, just getting my technique in the right shape and getting a good frame of mind to go out there and perform well.
Play on day 1 starts at 10 a.m. Marsha Boyce, CBC Sports.
Well, thanks, Marsha. Meanwhile, after months, Kensington Oval is ready to stage a match. The venue wasn't in any shape to host Barbados' first home game of the tournament against Jamaica, and that match back in November last year was moved to the Windward Ground. But now the region's Mecca is looking much better after weeks of work to rid the venue of an infestation of devil grass. Cricket fans will also be curious to see what the new pitch will serve up over the next 4 days. And we can also tell you that live coverage of that encounter will be on 94.7 FM. Defending champions Barbados Tridents have retained Kyrwan Pollard, Shoaib Malik, Dwayne Smith and Ravi Rampal for the coming season after today's Caribbean Premier League draft in Jamaica. International players in for the Tridents include South Africa's Justin Ontong, Robin Peterson and Sri Lanka's Dilshan Munawera. One notable omission was that of Tino Best, who represented the St. Lucia Zoots last season. The pacer was overlooked by his former squad as well as the other franchises. New overseas big-name entries include Pakistan's Karman Akmal and South Africa's Karman Delport, who will represent the Trinidad and Tobago Red Steel. Jack Callis and Pakistan's Shahid Afridi will also be making their CPL debuts this season. Shivnarine Chanapal will also be a part of this year's tournament, playing for the Amazon Warriors. Defending champions Talma fought off a strong challenge from Wellington House to secure the title at the Christchurch Foundation School Inter-House Sports Day at the National Stadium. They amassed 891.5 points, Wellington second on 868.5 points, third Ennis with 686, Lynch 483, and fifth Skeet House 402 points. Here's a look at the 4x100 meter relays. Foundation in the building and ready for action. Under 13 girls, 4x100 meters. The first handover looked pedestrian to say the least. Wellington leading on the back straight away. Talma, that's purple, in second. And Lynch House waiting to pounce. Skip ahead to the final handover. And it's even Stevens, red and purple. Wellington and Talma. Wellington putting on an exhibition, storms away from the field, and it's a record as well. 59.60 seconds. Your mark, 59.90. Talma second, Lynch third. This time around, Talma would be the ones sharing the licks. Pick up this one on the final handover. Innis, that's Blue House, settling for a second. This one's in the bag for Talma. 1 minute, 0.27 seconds. Under 15 girls, the handovers, not a pretty sight. And Talma got the baton around the track without too much of a hiccup. Innis House left to ponder what could have been. Talma, though, with the formula for success, 56.47 seconds. The boys' equivalent speed to burn. Talma getting away cleanly on the final takeover. Arms and legs pumping. Class is class. This is how you finish. Strong. Points to the sky. Stopping the clock at 50.46 seconds. The under 17 girls, anybody's race at the halfway point. Wellington and Lynch House. That's Green in a ding-dong battle. Who will settle the argument? Just 50 left in it now. Where's the extra kick? Wellington putting this one to bed. 53.47 seconds. Lynch, 53.75. The boys not to be outdone, adding fuel to the fire. Wellington striding away in his house, closing like a train. It's an all-out war. Who has the finishing touches? Slow handover by Wellington, and Innis says, catch me if you can. I'm out of here. Record time as well, 45.52 seconds. The old mark, 47.24. Wellington, a record for them as well, 46.64. Can the under 20 girls raise the bar as well? The record in this one, 52.89. Wellington looks to be in cruise control for another podium finish. Skeet only playing catch-up. Wellington in the driver's seat and punching all the gears. Second and third, a battle. Talma just gets there ahead of Skeet, 52.89 seconds. Then to round out the action, under 20 boys, the Old Scholars participating in this one in lane 2. Near perfect with the handovers, and they were out to teach a lesson, but their victory would not be counted. The real race was between Wellington and Innis House in third. Innis running out of real estate. Will he get there? Wellington holds on, 45.41. Innis second, 45.50. I tell you what, Christchurch Foundation ready for inter-school sports. The Maverick Sports Club and the Heart and Stroke Foundation are joining forces for an initiative that is set to improve the lives of many young people. The collaboration, which was recently announced, will see the club's young players and their parents having access to a wealth of education on healthy lifestyle choices, among other things. The partnership also extends to the use of the foundation's modern gym facilities based at the Cardiac Rehabilitative Unit and includes access to targeted programs and activities, nutritional counseling and well-being sessions. Now set for 1 year in the initial stage, the program will provide the Heart and Stroke Foundation with a wide-ranging volunteer outreach base.
With this initiative that we will be able to increase the profile of the organization itself and the sensitization island-wide. I think it needs to be said. These illnesses are quite serious, and we need to get a grip on them as soon as possible. And the quickest conduits of information are the youth. They can get that message out there, and they have all forms of ways of doing it now. So we need to get out there as quick as possible.
We are in a time where everybody is living in a fast world, and we really need to change that around and to really craft the mindset of our kids towards a healthier way of living. And I think that this alliance will help us to achieve that.
Meanwhile, Gina Pitts, CEO of the Heart and Stroke Foundation, says they will be measuring the success of the initiative by some key indicators and changes in behavior.
Certainly for the athletes themselves, a level of fitness that they didn't have beforehand. And we noticed that when we did a pilot scheme just before Christmas within their actual camp session, that there was little knowledge. Whilst they want to be international footballers. There is very little knowledge of what it takes to actually become an athlete. So the target would be that the athletes themselves are feeling better, that they peak when they're supposed to. So we'll be on the sidelines when you're playing and hopeful they'll win. So that would be a good target indicator. But also with the parents, speaking to them, bringing them along to some of the efforts and activities that we have, and then surveying them afterwards to see if they actually are seeing a change within their children themselves, and if they're coming along to the gym. So they would be the initial targets.
Well, that's our sports package this evening. Coming up next, the business report.